Where do you escape? In this video, I will talk about the full moon Pisces of 2022 on September 10th and how being aware of your escaping tendencies can make your dreams come true. Hello, this is Esther Ciurana from Awakening with the Stars, and I will tell you 3 things to pay attention to this full moon in Pisces. The first one are your escaping tendencies, because the more you try to escape, often the deeper you get into the rabbit hole. This is a message I channeled from my spirit guides a while ago, which is stop trying, because the way to go where you want to go is to embrace where you are. But as always, these escaping tendencies are very useful because they are pointing you towards where there is some distortion in you that once you clear, you'll get closer to where your soul wants to go. So the first thing is to be aware of it, because Pisces has to do with all that is non-physical, all that is beyond what you can touch and what you can see. And it has to do with dreams, with divinity, and also with oneness, with the ocean that unites everything that is inside. And at the same time, it can have that longing of the union our souls are used to, and paradoxically create more separation, trying to escape to a place where everything is kind of perfect and fantastic, and forgetting about living in the physical world. So it's very important that Pisces is balanced with its opposite, which is where we have the sun in this full moon, which is Virgo, that rules precisely the physical world, everything we can touch, everything that is practical. And so both are important because Pisces talks about our dreams, and if we don't have dreams, we end up in that kind of Virgo, which I talk about in the video about the new moon, which is the nothing is a miracle Virgo. And it's like, yeah, maybe we are very organized and we have everything we need in the physical realm, but there's no point in everything because we don't have dreams, we don't have anything that moves us beyond our current reality, and so it loses its point. But at the same time, if we only are in the dream space, we also lose the point, which is living a physical life, because that's why we now are physical, that's why we have a body now, to live a physical life. And so it's about finding the balance between these two tendencies. And that brings us to the second point, which is the ruler of this full moon in Pisces, that is Neptune. And Neptune happens to be also the ruler of Pisces, so it's in its own sign. And it also is in conjunction to the moon, because they are both in Pisces. And it gives it extra power to this capacity to dream, but also to these escaping tendencies of running away to a fantasy world and forgetting about living our day-to-day. And so in the one hand, we have this Virgo that is the nothing is a miracle one, that is kind of abandoning his or her dreams. And on the other hand, we have this everything is a miracle Virgo, which is in contact to its Pisces polarity, that is able to follow his or her dreams. And in the following of these dreams, 2 things can happen. They can either stay fantasies, and we can stay in wishful thinking, daydreaming, escaping, spiritual bypassing, anything like that. And what differentiates the ones that make their dreams come true from the ones that don't? The ones that are capable of balancing these 2 polarities, because Virgo is the doer and Pisces is the dreamer. And if you only dream, nothing is gonna happen. And if you only do, nothing is gonna happen. So you need both. You need to dream and you need to do. And in a way that is aligned for the universe, that would be Pisces connection, which is directly connected and downloading and channeling from that highest possibility in the universe, because in the universe we have infinite possibilities, and bringing it to the physical through Virgo, by making it practical so we can materialize it. And so ask yourself, what does it take to make your dream come true? And you'll realize that it takes commitment and it takes integrating that into your everyday life. Because if one day you dream of a flower that is only in one mountain in one country in the world, and you never think about it again, it will probably be very difficult for you to experience that. But if you are able to start designing a step by step that brings you to that country and then to that mountain, and then you are able to find it, then you will be able to have that experience. And this reminds me of an Edison quote. And this moon is in the decan of Aquarius, and he had his sun in Aquarius. And he's the one who invented the light bulb, the phonograph, the movie camera, and many other inventions. And this is what he says: I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Because when he was creating the light bulb, he found a ton of ways that weren't working, but he did find the way it worked because it didn't stay a fantasy, because he actually did what it took to make it true, to download that idea into the physical world, to make it come true. And this brings us to the third idea, because this moon is also sextile Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, and it talks about allowing the unexpected as well. So on the one hand, we have the willingness and the focus that the sun in Virgo brings, but also Pisces, another thing that it talks about is the capacity to surrender, to be able to receive. Because if we are only doing, it's like we are sending the message to the universe that we don't need help, and that we'll do everything on ourselves. And then it becomes more difficult, and yeah, maybe we get it, but after a lot of effort and a lot of time. So if we really want the help of the universe and the help of the Pisces energies, it's important to know when it's the point to let it go. So we make the space for that to also come to the physical. And to discern where is that point, I really like something that a boss that I had in the marketing space explained me, because I used to do a lot of research, and I had this very Virgo tendency of perfectionism that can become a form of procrastination. And he showed me a curve and then told me that this is very personal, because only you know what is your point. But realize when you are at that point where more doing or more research is not going to bring you better results. It's just starting to be a way to postpone things and not allowing yourself to go to the next step, which is in this case to receive, to just relax and trust that you already did your part, and then open to it. And so realize when you are overdoing and not allowing that dream to manifest. And also realize when you're just in the starting point, and yeah, you maybe have a lot of dreams, but you didn't put that intention into movement. You didn't get any momentum. You didn't tell anyone or do something about it. And then you just pretend that because you did one session with someone or so, that it already is going to come to you. Yeah, miracles exist, but you have to call them. And in a way you have to commit, because there are thousands of dreams, on infinite dreams that you could have, but how the universe is going to know which one to fulfill? So you commit, you prioritize which ones are really important to you, with your actions, with your thoughts, with what you are paying attention to in the everyday life, what you are putting energy into, what is in your calendar, which Virgo represents. And then there is the other extreme, which would be like the super overdoer Virgo that is just burned out of so much doing and didn't leave space for the universe to help him or her, and it just doesn't leave the space for that to manifest because it's everywhere doing everything, and it's not leaving space for things to happen, for things to relax and just follow their natural process, because there's also a divine timing and a part that we don't control. So there is also this part of trying to control everything, and we cannot control everything. So it's about finding these points where you are just daydreaming and fantasizing, where you are overdoing and being too controlling and not letting things happen, and where you are in this central point where you are doing enough but also letting go and trusting that everything will happen and will come to you in divine timing and in the most perfect way, because sometimes what we pretend is not the best for us, so it will come the way it will come and it will be the way it will be. So it's finding this point and having the discernment to know where you are for you, because it's not exactly the same for everyone. Some have tendencies to be more on one side or the other, and you know what you need more of, more commitment or more relaxation, or even less of going from one extreme to the other, like a bit of both. And so what are you waiting for to invest in your dream with your energy, either in the form of time or money, for example in the form of an astro-anamnesis reading with me, or putting it in your calendar, or any other way to tell the universe that you are committed to that? If not now, when? So I hope you got value from this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up below, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments below. Remember, you are the creator, so choose your interpretation wisely. And I'll see you in the next video.